Here we are for part 2 of the rant. Remember, viewers, it's your show. We need all the emails. We've got some great ones this week. And big hello, big thanks to everyone that's been coming to the track late and saying g'day. So really appreciate you saying hello, and it's always nice to meet you.
Yeah, Toby. Hey, Toby, how you going, mate?
I never remember anybody's name.
Dean, the bartender, again. Still waiting for a free drink. Anyway.
Yeah, and did you mention our horse to them, Glenn?
Our horse is sold 8 times over. What horse?
The racing rant horse that we bought with Chris Lees and
Give us also,
Dicko.
if you could send us in some ideas, because we want to...
Some ideas for colours and some ideas for a name. We've already had Pen Job from David Flockhart, which is really interesting.
That's a great name.
That's a good name.
Pen Job, but also because Lope de Vega was the Spanish William Shakespeare.
Wow, that's a really good name. And I was also thinking with Winx. Winx has the blue with the big M. Why can't we have RR?
I definitely want RR.
It's a good idea.
That'd be awesome.
Because I think you can put, I wasn't sure if you could put initials, and then I thought, well, Winx has got a big M. Why can't we have RR?
I know it's made the M famous, but what does the M stand for?
McDonald's? I don't know.
But
I'm sorry, I don't know what the M on Winx is. Like we see it every time.
Would they not let us have it because of Royal Ramblers?
Yeah, we'll just have one R then. Just R.
Oh, let's just try for 2 R's. Or R for ranters.
With the horse head and the yellow on the black, big circle there.
I don't know if you can get that in the colours, can you?
Maybe can we get some sponsorship?
You can't have logos.
Can we get
Can we get any type of sponsorship so we can pay our rent round here?
Dicko, aka Ned, does write here that he's spoken with Chris and the colts at the breakers are doing really well, and we're just figuring out how much is left. I don't think there's much left, but please get in touch if you want to join us and race the colt. And it was great to see Pomelo win so well at Randwick during the week. Lope de Vega out of a Desert Prince mare, which I actually said Desert Sun last week. But
when you're in, like, we've already definitely got rid of 2 5% shares to David Emmanuel and one of David Dwyer's clerks, young Daniel. Now, these are real racing blokes that you'll be involved in. They'll be fellow owners. You can meet at the track. I'm sure we'll all go and have a beer for Winter's first race or whatever. And so get involved.
Let's be part of the Racing Rant team.
Yeah, we should have a club. That's our chance.
It will be a club. It'll be a club.
We'll club, yeah.
Man, you did say it was twice as good as She Will Reign as well.
Twice as much money. Talking about big amounts of money, I've been learning more about this Everest, and I'm getting a bit more excited about Everest. Remember I said it was none, and no one's going to buy a share? But I thought it was just like, if you were an owner of a horse, you had to buy a share. I didn't realise the share could be bought by anybody. Like Kingsley could buy a share and then work out some sort of procedure to make money out of it.
Yeah.
It's very mathematical, isn't it?
Well, you'd work out...
It's fertile.
Yeah, you'd work out... You do the market and work out whether you're getting value
like a
by
cutter, is it like a
getting involved in the price money.
It's for 3 years too. It's a hard market to work out.
Yeah.
And there is 2.8 million on the top in juice, and it's not 600,000 because you get 175,000 for running last. So it's 425,000.
And you can sell your ticket.
That's what I'm saying. So any expressions of interest out there, because like it's 1.8 million. I was trying to think the other night, if we had 100 blokes that watch Racing Rant that want to invest 18,000, we might try and buy our own spot. I'd buy a spot for 1% for 18.
Spieth?
Yeah, well, I can do something with Hayes for sure. Bryce.
How'd it go on Saturday, Glenn? The Lightning? Spieth?
Look, it goes sensational all the time, but is there a little bit of something there that's a bit...
But 1,000 metres, 1,000 metres is dead set. It's just the greatest bullshit distance of all time.
Yeah, but
if you ever see horses
a
with
bit scared to line this horse.
I think that you just rule out that point. Just like it's a non-event 1,000. It's a distance that doesn't.
So you're saying it's not just bad luck.
I'm saying 1,000 doesn't work for any other race.
Okay, I'm just saying that does this horse maybe? You've got to say it's the best sprinter in Australia at the present time. Okay, well the best sprinters in Australia put a lot of ones next to their name. This horse hasn't put a lot of ones next to his name.
Right.
So that leads to the
fact... Is he a bit like our old champion Aeronautical? Remember how good a horse Aeronautical was, but hardly ever won?
Exactly. So look, jury's out, and look, no one's cheering the Everest more than me. I mean, I know I said I think it's going to be the Three Sisters, but I'm cheering the Everest, especially with the fact that I thought that I might be able to get a posse together to get our own little share. See, even little battlers like us can get in it. And I like the idea of that.
Well, that's like syndicating a horse, isn't it?
Right, Bede was very cranky about the 133 in the last at Randwick last Monday. So it was the Saturday meeting on Monday.
133%, you've got to explain that.
So the ring was very tight in that last race.
Will were the bookies winning for the first time in a while and they maybe just closed up shop? And that happens a lot these days. Everyone's so desperate to post a win.
Maybe. So Bede says, so much for getting people back to the track. We'll be back to corporate land of the Jolly Green Giant if they keep this up. They do it on occasion. You see it happen. I don't know why. It obviously happens for some sort of reason, but it's a bit of a blip.
It is. I'll talk about the last race a bit later on with another email. There's something in the last race later on. I think it is like it's the end of the day. It's a long day. Were the races put back that day as well? Do we finish a bit later? No.
The races were shifted. The times were shifted because it was on Monday, not Saturday.
So it was a long day.
It was a long day.
By the way, sometimes funny things happen because there's a lot of money going on.
Top flight?
SP or SP.
Yeah.
You're going to get anomalies.
You get anomalies. So is it Bede?
Bede.
Yeah, but don't get too dirty because we need the bookies and we need them to be. Occasionally we're going to take it up the clacker. You don't have to bet.
And also, you need to actually have your options open anyway.
Yeah.
You can't be just betting in the ring.
Absolutely not.
Aaron wrote on Facebook, he says, I don't agree by throwing more money out wide will help the game. Give it 3 to 4 years and those hobby trainers or small stables won't be able to compete on the country tracks because you'll have small, medium, city and provincial stables like B. Baker, Chris Lees, Matthew Smith, etc. sending their horses to those venues and programs for easy kill and to accumulate prize money, just like you've seen the recent Bathurst Showcase meeting where Gold Ambition as an 89 raider had 59 kilos in a Class 1. Or Chris Lees winning 3 from 3 sent to Port Macquarie. It's only kill those small battling stables, hurt local economy in those towns with the stables shutting down. Those stables can't afford to purchase quality types to compete against those stables, mostly have home breeds or cheap stock. What I suggested was, you know how they run at Hawkesbury and sometimes Gosford the provincial country maidens?
Yep.
Where you can only be trained provincial country?
Yep.
Why don't you just have races for country trained horses only on the showcase days?
Yeah.
Now, like if you're worried about the raiders, the city, like the city stables that like to go country.
Well, Baker is the ultimate Russian assassin, isn't he? He just turns up, fucking gets the big AK-40s.
Yeah.
Oh, blow! I love those blows.
This guy just wanders around the block.
Oh, he's got the ticket for the complex there.
Oh,
townhouses.
Okay, yeah.
And he's got the gig with the Strata.
So you get $85 an hour walking around looking like you're busy. A bit like those
He puts the
ATC
bins
officials on the grass track the other day.
Hi guys, in regards to your well-justified criticism of race day entry prices in today's episode of The Rant, that's last week, good to see the ATC promoting the upcoming Autumn Carnival with a very reasonable pre-sale ticket package which includes all 6 days of the Sydney Autumn Carnival, Golden Slipper and Championship for only $30. It's true. You go to Tiki Tech, it's $30.
No way it could be. That is outstanding by the ATC.
Yep.
And that's just absolutely bullshit. There's no way it could be that good. It must be $30 a day.
So
isn't it great that those people that buy that ticket, they might have only been planning on going out one day, but they end up coming out in a couple of extra days.
I think that's the idea.
What about giving the brief to a friend?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? But anyway, get at Tiki Tech, it's dead set $30 for those 6 meetings.
And to the ATC, whoever promoted that idea, can you make sure you keep them and look after them as staff members? Because they're some people with some ideas.
Thanks, Tom. Cheers, and thanks for the entertaining show.
Good on you, Tom.
Gooney wrote, Gordo, your Thumps explanation was completely, and he's written all these weird characters. I think he means he wasn't very happy with your Thumps explanation.
Yeah, I don't pretend to be a vet guinea, but
is it Gooney or Guinea?
Guinea, I don't know.
Anyway,
let's say cherry picking data moron. Is that what that name means in
who knows? But anyway, Thumps is actually the hiccups in horses. Look, it's like a synchronous diaphragmatic flutter, irregular spasming of the diaphragm, caused by dehydration due to fluid loss and related abnormal electrolyte levels.
Wow.
So it's hiccups.
How delicious is wagering?
Laurie wrote that we were banging on about Zestful.
And just before about Laurie always sends us emails, buys a few products. Good on you, Laurie. You're a ranter for sure.
Says Zestful was tipped by another service. I wonder which this other service is that gets $8 into $4. We also had a bit of interest last week about the about why we race counterclockwise and clockwise in different areas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And someone put it up on Twitter. There was an extract from no, not a journal, but like a textbook that talks about the centrifugal force in the body to act from left to right and from right to left for clockwise running. So basically, when you're turning a corner, the body loses equilibrium. It has a strong tendency to fall towards the heart side, the side your heart's on.
Oh. Oh, really?
So this also explains why most riders find it easier to corner to the left than to the right.
Riders, like horse riders.
Well, I think you're
Or
talking about
Bike riders.
maybe bike
So
riders.
pretty much we're the wrong way round.
Because at the velodrome on the bike, they go that way all the time, don't they?
Yeah, they go the Melbourne way.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
all running races are Melbourne way as well.
So you lean to the heart towards closer to the...
yeah.
You learn so much in that show. Really?
So much, but I think it's a curious fact that all things which move over the surface of the Earth tend to sidle from their appointed paths to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere.
A bit like the toilet bowl goes this way down here,
Yeah.
and in England goes that way.
There's the Coriolis effect. The magnitude of the effect also depends directly on the speed of the moving object.
How mad is the universe? Feeding.
Anyway, that's on Twitter, so just check out maybe my Twitter feed if you want to find that particular article.
That's really
actually, I'll put it up on the website. Bruto writes, "Hi Mark and Randers, about
Bruto Bale. Is that his real name? He's just like a dog.
yeah, well, it's probably his favourite dog.
Bruto Bale. That's not his name.
No.
Oh, I was going to say, imagine if your name was Bruto Bale. Fucking.
Hi Mark and Randers. Around the same time J Mac's sentence was being handed down, I got around to reading the book Fixed by Matthew Benz. I had to chuckle about the story of Narendra driver Jackson Paintings, $500 bet on his own mounted evens, 5 minutes before a Leeton, New South Wales harness race in 2012. He was picked up and fined $200 for his troubles, leaving him $300 in front. Harness Racing New South Wales Head of Integrity Services, Reid Sanders, I think he came from Queensland, didn't he, Reid? He came from Bob's land.
Wow.
Explained, drivers are not allowed to place bets on harness racing. Backing a horse apart from their own would be a much more serious charge. This is still a serious matter, but the evidence thus far, it does not appear that any bets have been placed on other runners. Quote from the article published by BZ.
Is it Prince Rafa?
Yep. Too Hot to Trot, Daily Telegraph, 18th of July, 2012. What a stark difference between the two.
Yes.
Thanks, Bruto.
Amazing, amazing. But then with that trotting crowd, you wouldn't know if the... Actually, I'll stop there. I won't say anymore.
Aaron posted on Facebook, he says, fuck Glenn is funny, strong but in the next sense, scopy. Not scopy.
When I say Scopy, Aaron, I'm just taking the piss because everyone says Scopy. I don't think things are Scopy.
He says Scopy equals we're looking for those patient owners that are willing to persist while he develops, strengthens and furnishes as a type. A bit like a real estate agent's renovator's delight.
That's pretty funny, Aaron. But I say Scopy tongue-in-cheek.
Hi guys, the new harness racing whip rule is set to come in on the month of September. Could the same thing happen to the gallops eventually? Cheers, John.
I'd say possibly. Yeah. I hope not.
So I'm surprised it's had so little, has it been hushed up, has it? I mean, the fact that the harness racing is introducing it, doesn't that drive a wedge? And that's like, well, it's open slather
It's going to eventually happen.
attack the thoroughbreds. It's going to happen sooner rather than later.
Okay.
How are you going to handle it?
I'm thinking positive from now on. I think I'm going to win lots of money out of it. It's going to work for me.
Well, isn't Glenn going to be the gun?
He's the best hand sealer of the world. So.
Hi all, Sam writes, still loving the rant as part of my weekly dose of racing know-how. It kills anything we get in Melbourne. I understand all of your love for the fair and have heard you several times bag the corporates, and yes, I understand the peril they bring to our sport. However, from a perspective of being time poor, I would like to make a rant of my own as I find myself using them to get on. I find it outrageous that the very entities that continue to grow our sport are the people that have no respect for the punters keeping them alive. The fact I can have bets voided in an industry where they are poised to mint money is absurd. It's like the beer or cigarette industry in a basic sense. The product sells itself to certain people. I'm sure the tavern corporates would be broke if the government didn't give them the license to print money. The industry needs to do more to support the very people that support it, but just seems to fall on deaf ears. And that's, we've basically been
Talking about that for 5 years.
Yeah, and it's hard not to talk about it, and for some reason it's one of those things that wagerers are taken for granted, and the only time they won't be taken for granted is when they disappear.
wagerers are like almost looked upon as the lepers.
Well, they are the lepers. They do that dirty thing. It's called betting.
Yeah, because I saw Peter V'landys and Darren Pearce one-on-one, and I struggled to watch 5 minutes of it, giving all these answers. And, you know, like, let's face it.
Ray Thomas was interviewing.
Yeah. And I think a question sort of got, do you guys have a bet? And they went, oh, no.
I don't like it's a dirty, filthy
No, well,
thing.
Peter, I think Peter said something like, I don't want people thinking I've got some star. Well, actually, I do think I hope you get a bit of start and hope you can have a few winning bets, because I want you to be part of who I am.
Didn't somebody run to be on the board, and their number one selling point was the fact that they'd never had a bet in their life?
That's just
Like,
like,
Yeah.
it's like getting a kid.
ATC board. Their pitch was, I've never had a bet. How
Gord-
clean am I?
Gord's into soccer talent with young people, so let's get all the A teams in 15 different suburbs, and you're picking the best regional squad, and the kid comes up and says, oh, I've never played, can I join the team?
Yeah, it's exactly like that. Yes.
See, with Peter and Darren acting like, oh, no, and you only got to look at Darren walk around, you can see does not put his hand in his kick any part of the day at the races. He gets the free lunch, the free drinks, he shakes hands, he talks shit, he looks at the race book, he looks at the parade, and he goes home. But I'd rather see him go have 800 or have credit with a few bookies and have 800 on a few things. He earns $8,000 a week.
Right, so yeah, bookies, like, why don't you write to DPS and say, look, you've got some free credit with me.
But I'd love to see him have a bet. Not because I want to see him lose or see him win.
I want to see him partake.
I want to be one. Peter says, I'm looking after the participant. I'm saying to Peter, I'm one of the participants. I want to see you participate. You know, the way the question is like, oh, no, I wouldn't know. You know, I'm a virgin. I'd rather see you out there banging. Do you know what I mean? Like,
But you're not just one of the participants. You're the most important participant.
absolutely.
Like, that's everybody who gambles is the most important
Would it be a
participant.
greater thing in all time than watching Peter V'landys under a TV on a Saturday and something, he's at 800 place Tower Song and fucking Strawberry, he goes, can you fucking see what happened then?
Could you imagine the suspension? He'd be straight into the steward's
It'd be
room.
just fucking great. You know, you go, Strawberry, go Tower, get into a boat, back, fuck!
Well,
He'd be my greatest hero.
Anyway, but okay, so our CEO of Racing New South Wales, our CEO of the ATC, they think that betting is dirty, which means that everyone they want to get on the track, they don't want to bet either.
Well, all the staff aren't allowed to bet. They all have those accounts. Imagine people working at the races and not having a bet. The old barman, you know, oh yeah, we got the tips on race 7 because Neville Voigt came in and he knew a bloke at the stable said this will win. How juicy, it's just great.
Yeah.
And that's our product.
Yeah.
Wagering. It's not pretty colours. It's not girls in dress that look like they're just, you'd love to get them and you're a million to one. It's none of that. It's none of that. It's wagering. And that's why when I got into trouble and I was talking about with the track, the jockeys checking the tracks, I said, punters want to bet. I expressed it wrong, but I was saying, this is what we want to do.
So we got out to the sales there last week, and I'm looking at all these guys strutting around and I'm going, wow, you guys are only here because of punters.
Yep.
The sales only happen because of punters.
And 95% of those blokes will never see the track.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's like
It's very weird.
all these different worlds, and but I think punters are looked upon as the leprosy of the
Yeah,
game.
they are. No, they're like seen and not heard. Well, not seen and not heard, actually.
does everybody at the racetrack hold stewards as like the gods or something like that?
No, but I think they should be shown respect.
Well, there was a long queue to get coffee, and I'm like, well, what's going on? Why aren't you serving any of these people? I asked the people who were making the coffee. Oh, they go, oh no, we've got to do the steward's order.
What?
Like, because they ordered about 8 coffees or something like that to go down to whatever room they want to go to. So everybody had to wait. And it was
did they jump the queue?
It was the tone. No, they had somebody actually walk in behind. So not an actual steward, like a staff member, come in, stop making all the customers coffee. We've got to do the stewards.
Oh, wait till they see Melbourne
that's not
punter.
And it was like the way
Big hello to Melbourne
it.
punter.
Oh, he was getting one of those coffees.
He would have
wasn't
been.
Well, that's not right either. That's not.
No.
That's everybody is equal.
Yeah.
But I think the stewards should just always be shown respect.
There was no money changed hands either.
But, oh, hang on. Inquiry. Inquiry.
Tim-
Hello.
Tim,
Well,
we-
the stewards should open an inquiry into free coffee for stewards. That'd go well.
Tim Williams writes for the rant. Are we using the word champion too readily? The old timers always say a champion must win from 6 furlongs to 2 miles. I sort of agree with that. Wet or dry and perform at the highest level year on year. I always thought that was right, and we would have champion middle distance horses, champion stayers, and champion sprinters. Well, hang on. Are the old timers right? That would mean only Might and Power and Kingston Town meet the pure champion criteria. Well, we want to see Winks in the Everest, don't we?
Well, it'd be delicious. Won't it? How's it going to happen?
Well, it's right, because racing's so streamlined now. It's like it's called green light racing. It's we will program races for your horses.
Yes.
You know, you don't have to do anything unusual.
No, that's it. And that's why we, in the modern era, we get these horses with this extraordinary amount of ones next to their name that we never used to have. Manicato didn't have 25 ones next to his name, but
he's like battling away in everything, Manicato.
bandages on. But would you, is he a braver horse than Black Caviar?
Fuck yeah.
Is he a better horse than Black Caviar?
Yes.
He's an absolute freak.
Like, I mean, look, Black Caviar was amazing, but fair dinkum, it's hard to take the way she was. She just had everything made for
come
her.
up to the George Ryder. Well, and she poisoned herself for like that stupid trainer getting that barrier move. That's all you think about.
It's hard to like Black Caviar, as good as she was.
It's impossible to like her.
I can like Winks, but
Winks
is a freak.
Yeah, but everything's
Winks
made to order.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
By the way,
but it wasn't like, whereas Black Caviar like made her bed very early on. Like after 5 runs, she's special. Winks.
blew away. That's our
Yeah,
$2 IKEA chair, which holds our microphone.
Winks
Which is our only asset.
came good late, and now they're probably organising things for her, but they didn't for a while.
Look, it's just the same with the whole world. They bring out the word champion all the time because the press want to actually exaggerate everything because it sells papers, sells stories. It's just a worldwide phenomenon. Phenomenal.
It's a homogenous world.
Yeah.
Right, rant from Teeny. Hi guys, when are those effing imbeciles at Sky Channel, the same imbeciles that clutter the screen with the useless information and cover the lower half of the horse when parading? Hint guys, mounting yard watchers are not interested in looking at any part of the jockey besides their feet. But when are they going to understand, like the rest of the enlightened world, that it matters little what the time zone is when saying that all races are back one? All races back one Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Don't confuse this with telling us the new time of the last race. That is when to use the time zone information, but not otherwise. It's the same as saying late scratching Eastern Daylight Savings Time or protest third against first Eastern Daylight Savings Time. It means nothing. Rant number 2. Horse names are joined together like a web address. How much do you love me, for example? F, I hate that. And also form services that capitalise only the O in O names, like O'Reilly's Revenge. I hate that so much. The putting of Ms or Miss before female trainers and jockeys, grrr. And people referring to a horse's gender instead of a horse's sex. Another rant. Re last week's emailer about Don Scott ratings, you practically told the guy it was useless these days without saying why. I was also a huge Don Scott ratings fan, and like you, Mark, just couldn't wait to get my hands on the winning way and get cracking on a meeting. Know-it-all that I am, I went to Canterbury the first Saturday for Cup Stakes Guineas Day, having interpreted the book all wrong, but still found Rose of Kingston in the Guineas, which I backed at 15-4 with $50. A very big bet for me back then and now. But back to the reasons that Don Scott's system would struggle today. 1. Race classes have changed several times. The old book I still have lists improvers, progressive, rural stakes, etc. And we've been through the class system and now have a benchmark system. You could still adjust base figures for today's racing though. 2. The standard differences between states have changed. South Australia is now woeful and Sydney Saturday is far superior than it was before. The difference in standard between metro, midweek, provincial and country had also widened markedly. Don Scott used to rely heavily on form patterns, which back then made a lot of sense as the average horse had 50 to 80 starts in a lifetime. Even before going to start, horses would have 40 or so starts. Nowadays the handy horses will mostly have less than 20 starts, not enough to get a handle on a horse's ratings patterns from spell to spell. And most horses also used to have 8 or more starts in a campaign, not anymore. Very, very good point.
Great points, Teen. You're so educated in racing. Why you haven't turned into a bigger than a $50 punter, I'll never know.
Betfair goes ape on Betfair. Racing and Sports still put Don Scott worksheets in their form guide, so perhaps last week's emailer could take a look. But hang on to the Don Scott books, they're worth a fortune. Do they still have middies on course in Horseman's Bookshop on Anzac Parade at Kensington? I don't think so.
No. Middies went with shorts
Well,
and long socks.
Grant Palmer's in the middies at Canterbury now. Before the internet, these were gold mines for hungry horse racing minds, and I remember loving them. And last question is, what happened to Ironbark? Well, Ironbark bought our horse last week.
Who's Ironbark? Oh, mate, Jack.
Dicko, Ned, and he's moved to Melbourne, which is why he can't be a physical presence on the show.
He's here in spirit.
We were trying to work out some sort of Skype thing.
Yeah,
A lot of work.
yeah, it is a lot of work.
Skype down here, little Dicko. You say something stupid, I'll kick the computer. Fuck off, Dicko.
Big thanks to Michael Walker, who
Thanks for your email.
posted the National Handicapping Championship Inside Horse Racing Hunger Games, which was actually in Rolling Stone magazine. Can you imagine?
Wow.
So there's a huge tournament in Las Vegas, a bit like the top end of tournaments, but in person, where they get you there for a weekend, and they have I don't know, a day, and then if you make the cut, you go into the second day. So it's like 600 down to 60 for the finals.
Like a big poker tournament.
Yeah, and you bet with the fake dollars.
For prize money and big prize money, because it's America, everything's big in America.
Yeah, and
So 800,000 to the winner.
yeah,
It's not a bad piece of money,
yeah. So he's collecting off his, and they get
The girls out.
the girls.
Yeah, you always get the girls out in
It's
Vegas.
so Las Vegas, it's not funny, but look,
I think girls in Vegas do a lot of work for a couple of hundred, don't they?
Yeah.
do they?
So I've been told.
Anyway, Michael said, why can't we promote something like that here? And we've just answered your question. It's like Darren Pearce and Peter Volandi's going, ooh, it's really dirty. Ooh, so, we wouldn't be touching anything as crass as that.
You know what's weird?
Well, let's get everyone. Let's get some sort of a thing that, not a GoFundMe page because he earns too much damn money, but get Darren Pearce Punk. Hashtag get
PC punting.
Get PC punting. Get PP. There you go. So we did the hashtag thanks Ray. Let's do the hashtag get PC punting because he's our second man. And,
By the way, I got assaulted by a security guard at
Oh, Gord's great story from Saturday.
You know how you guys have been whinging about it, and I've sort of seen them be rough with other people.
He didn't touch that.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
He fucking
Okay, so I was out in the smoking zone, which is a very friendly community out there.
Oh, he
There was
meets
this
all sorts
lovely
of
pretty
owners, yeah.
lady there, and we were having a chat, and she says, "Oh, how cheap of Rose Hill! They've got fake flowers around that bronze statue of the horse.
That's
you know,
because
down the
you
side."
dirty, filthy smokers might kill the flower.
Yeah, okay. And I said to him, "I reckon they're real." And she says, "You want to bet?" This woman, I go, "Yeah, I'll bet $50." Okay, so we shake on it, all well and good. I wander over.
Illegal wagering. That's another serious inquiry. You can do 10,000.
I wander over, go to feel the flowers
Did
round the
you
horses.
invade any sort of
I
fence?
just step over some other
Yeah.
sort of flowers, charges at me, grabs me and rips me away. Anyway, so and by the way, the terrible thing is they were fake and I lost $50. So I get assaulted, I lose 50. I go back to talk to the lady and she says, "Do you want to press charges against him?" I go, "Oh, no, it's no big deal. He just grabbed me on the arm, not much." She goes, "Well, I'm an ex-inspector of the police from England, and I hate that behaviour from bouncers. So if you want to do anything about it,
She'll
you let
back
me
up."
know." Yeah, I know. I just thought, oh, what a
Well,
what
big
a
hello to the
circumstance.
ATC there. You got to work out a way to make these security people a little bit more friendly and not having that little terrorist look about them. It's just terrifying. It's scary.
Yeah, so we've got two fronts to work on. Get PC punting and keep the goons at bay.
We need to soften the goons. First of all, they need a good clean shave and nice creamed up face instead of that. It's a tough look, boys. I did get an email during the weekend. It was about Huey Bowman about he got the 5-day suspension for realised potential last week, and wanted to quickly talk about it. Now, the horse dead heated for second, and I went and had a look at it because I'll tell you the main reason I did is I laid a horse earlier in the day called I Think So or I Know So or something like that.
I thought so.
I thought so. It was a very bad result for me. And to watch Huey Bowman ride that horse from the 400 of the winning post, to kick that horse that many times, it was like ultimate good Huey times 5. And I did my money bad, and of course I was desperate for the one on the inside, which happened to be Kathy, which I don't even want to talk about Kath. But anyway, couldn't get a beat, did my money, had to cop its weed. But I remember thinking, fuck Huey, that was such a great ride. You want to ride all your horses like that. So I went and watched the thing about realised potential. And I've got to say, to the 300 metre mark, to that far before the winning post, he rode it exactly the same way. The horse came down the outside and got him. And as he's done it, he's gone like that, and he's dead heated for second. He's got pinched, fined 1,000, 5 days. I can't believe the stewards saw it. The stewards are right on the ball at the moment. right on the ball. They're not missing a thing. Huey must have thought, wow, how did I get pinched there for that? Because it was bar that
Okay,
was a
but
perfect right.
that's his second offence in a month.
And the bloke was saying also that he's got the 5 days which keeps him sweet for Winks. It does have a stink of that.
Well, he got suspended in Hong Kong yesterday, but it's a straddling suspension, so somehow he doesn't miss out on Winks either.
No matter what happens, Winks is running. If Winks doesn't run, we're changing the race day. But
No.
we know all that.
Well, they made
but
a call. So
my
what you say?
comment is, if you watch the replay of Realised Potential, it's like the last race of the day, because we were talking about something like the 133%, and that's what I'm this was the last race of the day. Huey has stopped riding with 1 metre to go and still ran second after the horse went past him. I can't believe the stewards picked up so...
What, well done stewards or bad? Well done stewards for spotting it.
Definitely well done, stewards.
Bad job stewards for giving the green light for Winks.
Did the stewards do anything to Luke Nolan in England?
When he
Well,
Well,
Stop
the
riding black.
English stewards.
Go
I don't know.
Well, he got home. Maybe I think it was basically if he got beat, he was in trouble.
We also.
All right, but Glenn, it goes back 25 years. How the hell did Terce not lose that golden slipper? How, like, that's got to be one of the greatest farces of all time.
You got to get over this Thursday. I've got to get over Ty England, and you've got to get over Terce. So it's get over Tees this week as well. Big hello to Ty and his family. I'm going all right. I'm getting food stamps from St Vincent de Paul, but I'm sweet.
Don't forget that give us the big thumbs up, smash that thumb for us. If you like the rant, please say that you like the rant, and if you're watching it for the first time, become a subscriber. That way you'll get notified instantly. The show goes up. You won't have to be checking. You'll just go you'll get a notification going.
And
Your favourite viewing for the week is online.
for the next month, all emails I want to be finished with #GetPP.
And don't forget our horse.
Don't forget our horse. There's still a few spots left. We want you to be involved with a good team of blokes, and I know that sounds a bit sexist, but we don't really want any girls buying the horse.
Unless we buy it from the Magic Millions and we get the bonus.
Yeah. We just want blokes involved. So if you're a female there,
Don't carry on like that.
oh,
Get
Teeny,
out of here. Huh?
Teeny will be blowing up.
Huh?
We want Sheila's in the syndicate.
Oh, mate,
By the way, we've
there's
had
one
it.
grouse Sheila out of the racetrack. She bets and she swears. Like you want girls like that.
That's the end of the rant this week. We'll see you on... The boys will see you Tuesday for the free Wednesday tips at Roselle. I'm sure they'll brain them, and I'll be back Friday. Have a good punting week, and
8 races at Roselle on Wednesday. Teeny will be happy.
come on Pete, come on Piercy, open up those big wallets of yours. Don't worry about paying off those massive mortgages. Have a bet.
Thanks.
See you guys.